Welcome back to the next episode of configuring NMS Prime. So last time we set everything up regarding the general provisioning, and the last thing I did last time was changing the cable helper to our new VM. So you can see I added yet another modem. So if we go to our contract, which we had a look last time, you now can see there are two modems. You see they're already green, so they have been provisioned properly. This was working in the background. I just had to change the cable helper and restart or clear the modems on the CMTS, and now you can see the two modems. The first modem I added is a bridge modem. I just gave it the normal base config file, and now we can click on the modem analysis, and you will see that the modem is online now. It can be pinged. We could theoretically also do a flood ping if we wanted to. You will see that we get the real-time values via our WebSocket. So basically, no matter how many people are here on the same page now with different logins, the modem will only be queried once, and then the new results will be pushed. So you can see in a couple of seconds this will increase as well to the uptime, maybe in 10 seconds or something like this, to a new value. Now you can see 20 seconds. So we are always retrieving new data and push it over WebSockets to our browser. On the other hand, as I said, you can do a flood ping if you really want to. So in this case we send 500 packets, 56 bytes each, which should be around about just a couple of seconds. You see no packet loss, so that's fine. You can also see the DHCP log, what has happened over the last couple minutes and hours. So you see a normal DHCP offer, discover, offer, request, acknowledgement cycle. You can see the forward mapping, and also you can see that the config file was downloaded. We can see the lease, how long it is valid. This is in UTC, so don't be confused about if you are not in UTC time zone. This is always UTC. We have the config file, which we already had a look at. We can see the event log, which is retrieved via SNMP, and also the pre-equalization. So this is our PNM functionality with some of the features you may recognize when you are a little bit more into PNM, and also the amplitude and the plot of the various filter tabs. And down below we can see our monitoring. So here we can see this is live data. This is data from the last couple of days or minutes. Since the modem is just up since 2 hours, we can have a look for the last 2 hours maybe, or let's say 3 hours, and you can see all the values coming in here. You can see in an overview all the average downstream, upstream power and SNR. You can see for each further diagram you see a more zoomed in view. For example, here we have the SNR of the upstream. You can see we have always 3 plots because we show the worst, the best and the average of all. Since we are here in the lab network, we have very good signals, so and all the channels are basically on the same level, so that's why you sometimes only see one graph. We have the upstream power, downstream SNRs. You can see the 3 plots. Downstream power, we have some status values such as the T3, T4 timeouts and the corrected and uncorrectable symbols. We see the micro reflection in -dBc and also the traffic. Some of the modems do support spectrum analysis. This modem in this case does not, so you get just an indication, okay, the spectrum is not available, so you can ignore this. On the other hand, we also have theoretically a CPE analysis. Since this is a bridge modem, you will see that the CPE analysis is empty. And since I also added an MTA, as we talked before, with a phone number, we will also see that the MTA is online on the MTA analysis. So you basically can see the same. It's doing the usual discover, offer, request, acknowledgement, downloading the file, config file, and that's about it. And of course also adding the hostname. MTA is online. You can see the lease and also the config file. Besides this, I have another modem. So let's jump to the contract and take this is an AVM modem. Again with the same base config file. Since this has a built-in router, a CPE, we can click on the CPE analysis and see if the CPE is online as well. Can be pinged, has a valid lease, and the usual stuff. And on the other hand, we can of course also do a modem analysis. The same online, flood ping, DHCP log, lease, config file, event log, pre-equalization. You see we also have the real-time values. This modem is up since 2 months. Of course, I just switched over the cable helper without rebooting the modem, just by cutting basically the HF signal, and so it remains online, and this is why it's running 2 months here. You can see all the downstream and upstream channels, also color indicated, so in case your field text or your your tier 1, tier 2 service doesn't exactly know what the values should be, we have some color coding, which of course could be adjusted. And if we do recognize the model, we can also display pictures, as you can see. Again, we have some values over the last couple of hours and minutes. We do retrieve values every 5 minutes, at least for the last 2 days, and then we summarize them such that the metrics won't take too long or too much data on our storage. And this modem does support creation of spectrum, so you will see now this will take some seconds. The tuner will tune over the spectrum, will measure all the signals, and then it will show you the spectrum. Here we are. You can see this is a lab setup. We don't have any TV channels. With just a very narrow band DOCSIS channels. In this case, we have 4 channels here, and this is what you can see. So this is just an overview about the modem analysis. And next up, we're going to what we can have a look at right now is also the net gateway analysis. So you remember we added the CMTS here. So if I go to analysis here, net gateway analysis, you will see that we can also gather some data via SNMP here. So in this case, we have 6 modems connected to the CMTS. It's also up since 2 months. It can be pinged. And here we have our 4 channels, and these are the upstream channels. And next thing we're going to do in the next episode is adding some of those entries to cacti to display them properly, and then also make them available down here in our nets. But this will be in the next episode.